Hey guys, Sandy here, and today I am back with my December Daily Documented project. So I have documented up to day 5. I'm about to do day 6. It is going to go on the back of this page right here. And you might be thinking, what in the heck is this? But this is a Christmas towel on our stove handle, or on our oven handle rather. And I absolutely abhor towels on the oven handle. It drives me insane. But we were out shopping and we saw this plaid hand towel with fringe. And I told my husband, I will let you put it on the oven if we can get this and use it as a decorative thing for Christmas. And we struck a bargain. So let's see what I can do. Okay, so I decided to pull out some glitter pastes and glitter glazes and some stencils, and I'm trying to figure out which one to use. I'm actually talking to my daughter Lana off camera here, and I'm telling her what I'm doing, and I'm asking her for her advice. She decided to go with the white, so that's what we did. I went ahead and added a little bit of ATG to the back of this card so that it would stick to my palette board here. And then I'm using my glitter knife to just pull out some of this beautiful, beautiful white glitter glaze from Brutus Monroe. I think it is called Fallen Snow. Yep, that is what it is called, Fallen Snow. And if you haven't gotten your hands on glitter glaze from Brutus Monroe, you really need to try it out. It is so smooth and light. It spreads so beautifully, and the shimmer and shine and the glitter in it is just utterly gorgeous, you guys. Like, seriously gorgeous. Look at that. In love with it. Okay, so I set that aside to dry, and then I pulled out some supplies. Can't play with glitter the entire time, even though I definitely want to, especially on a December project. Glitter is great, and glitter is grandiose when you're dealing with Christmas or Disney projects. That's my philosophy. Now, I was thinking about using this Season of Stories cut apart, and I decided not to go with that. I felt like I probably didn't need to put a card in my December project that says that it's a Season of Stories. You're definitely going to get that just looking through my album. Already there are tons and tons of words and only 2 photos. So that is definitely different from my previous years. Usually they're very photo heavy. The pictures tell the story of Christmas. And this seems to be more of a reflecting on Christmas past and what's going on in Christmas present. Who knows if we'll get to the future? Who knows? So I'm trimming off this sticker across my board here. And now I need to figure out what I'm going to use to really decorate the page. And I'm going to open up my album here while I am scrapbooking this, just so I can kind of reference it. So it's pretty cool. I've got the finished page in front of me. I'm watching myself scrapbook, and I'm talking to you guys. So pretty wild. Now, this sticker from Paper House does not go all the way across a 4x6 page, and this sticker book is really meant to be a planner sticker book. As you can see, it's got like the rectangles and to-do lists, and they're very narrow so that they fit inside of a planner square. Now, my plannering has completely and totally failed. I love the idea of a planner. I love the idea of a beautiful decorated thing. I love the idea of like a memory journal for it, but honestly, it's just not my thing. And I don't know if that's because I've had calendars, like planner calendars in the past, and it's just been written down of what's going in. I've never doodled in it, never drawed it, never did anything to like decorate it. So I don't know if it's like a block that I have, or what, but it just doesn't work out for me. But I do love the planner supplies, and I do love using them in my album. So never fear because I have a feeling that I'm still going to be buying the planner supplies and just using them to scrapbook, which is what I do with most supplies that are kind of intended for other things, like card supplies. Yeah, I scrapbook with them. So I decide that I need to bring in some more white down here. So I have this white fallen snow glitter glaze over top of the wood bits, and it's going to dry pretty clear. Like it's not going to be white, but it is going to give you the whiteness, I guess, on that layout, on that little 3x4 square, which is essentially a little layout. So I take my glitter glaze one more time and I just spread a real thin layer over some white cardstock and I set that aside to dry. So now I know that something's going to be going on with that card. I've got to wait for my glitter glaze to dry, so I decide to do something with the photo. And the photo is not the best photo. It has a weird light flare on it, and it's taken with an Instax camera, so you know that the quality is not like utter gorgeousness. But that's okay. My other December albums are filled. Man, I am like twanging it up today. My other Christmas December albums are filled with Instax photos, and they're just like little snippets. So I'm totally cool with that. The best photo in the album is probably the Christmas card photos, and then the Christmas card for this year will go in the album as well. I just haven't decided to do that yet because I just mailed out the first batch of Christmas cards this week. Actually, my husband and daughter mailed them out. So I want the card to kind of get out to people before it gets posted online. I don't know if any of the people I send Christmas cards to, besides my scrappy peeps, watch YouTube, my YouTube videos, but I just don't. I don't know. I'm just feeling weird about it. So I'm going to do what I've done before, and that is use a Versamark ink pad to ink the edges, and then use some gold embossing powder to emboss those edges. Now, I did toss the gold embossing powder. If one of my previous videos, the embossing powder kind of went bad. Like it wasn't melting, and it wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. It wasn't acting like a good embossing powder. So I pulled out the other one, and then I just went ahead and embossed. And this paper is Cartabella paper, so it's a little bit thicker. So it takes a little bit longer for the embossing powder to heat up and get all melty than it would on a regular weight paper, which is why some of the time I took my heat gun behind it. So there it is. I love the look of embossed edges on paper. I don't know what it is, just makes me happy. So I took a different kind of wood grain paper. This one is also from Brutus Monroe, and backed my little bit of embossed paper there. So I have kind of like a big layered effect going on. So now I'm just trying to figure out what is going to go here. There needs to be something decorative here. I'm thinking about this puffy present, but it's very thick. The puffy is very thick, and the layers that I have are also very thick, so I thought it might have been just a little bit too thick. So I pull out this great wood veneer Christmas tree. It's kind of like a two-tone wood. I really love it. Christmas trees are kind of my thing. I love me some Christmas trees. So decorating with Christmas trees in my album is definitely something that I like to do. So in the past, my albums have been very, very heavily decorated with Christmas trees, and I purposefully did not pull out all the Christmas tree stash that I have because I wanted to try something a little bit different and not put in as many Christmas trees. But I'm still working them in there. And if you don't know about my love for Christmas trees, it is my hope and dream one day that every single room in my house has a Christmas tree in it. Right now, we have our main Christmas tree in our living room, and it is a big one. It is 9.5 feet tall, and it's kind of decorated with it's kind of like a plaid country Christmas kind of thing. The Christmas tree in the scrapbooking room is a Disney Christmas tree. I have a tree in our dining room that is decorated in black, white, and silver. I have a tree in my bedroom that is kind of like golds and browns and pine cones. My daughter has a Christmas tree in her room. It is not a full size, but it's kind of like a mini tree. And we also have a tree in like the upstairs kind of loft area, and that is what we call the gaudy tree. And I'll be sharing that because I'm going to be scrapbooking the trees shortly for my album. So, yeah, we'll be sharing that and why we call it the gaudy tree and all that kind of good stuff here shortly. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about my love of Christmas trees for a second. So I have figured out what I'm doing down here. I've layered up the stickers, I've cut apart the stickers and the labels, and we're just making things happen. I still felt like I needed a little something up there on the right hand side. It felt like it was just missing a little something, and I decided the little red heart was perfect. I had this red heart in my stash for a while. These are also something that have featured in previous December albums. Okay, so I just want to make sure that my glitter, glaze, paste, all that kind of good stuff is dry because I am going to be using a punch through it, and it's never fun when it's not completely dry. Now this is still damp. I'm just adding some little bit of heat to it to try to get it to dry a little bit. But, it's taking its good sweet time. I just decided, you know what, I'm done. I'm just going to punch that out and then make the magic happen here with the label. Now, I have this wood grain Joy. And if you've seen my other December videos, you know that I'm really focusing on the parts of the season that are bringing me joy this year. Some of the reflections aren't all completely joyful, but it is bringing me joy. And I'm trying to figure out which kind of like way this is going to go. So I'm laying it out like it would be in the page protector, and things will change. I know that I need to do something decorative on top of the little wood and holly, so I'm going to go with this Happy Holidays chipboard. Happy Holidays. We're not even going to talk about that. I do want to just say one thing. The debate about Happy Holidays versus Merry Christmas seems to be much less this year than it has in previous years, and frankly, you guys, that brings me joy. If you want to say Merry Christmas, if you want to say Happy Christmas, if you want to say Merry Holidays, Happy Holidays, have a great holiday, I don't care. Just say, hey, have a good one, okay? Like that's what makes me happy. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to put the number 6 here. Now, that number 6 was way too small, but I decided to bring the letters back out, and I decided to go ahead and write out the number 6. So I have the number 1 and 2 written out, and now I'm going to have the number 6 written out. They're nice, short little words, so once we get up to like 27, that's probably going to be a number. But I do need to write out the dates throughout the entire album since I've started it here. So now it's just a matter of wrapping up the decoration on here. I felt like this was a whole lot of white down here in this space, so I'm taking one of the brads and I'm just bending off the tines off the back of it. And then what I have discovered is that these glue dots, and they are permanent dots, glue dots are kind of thick. They have like meat to them. So what I've been doing is using this package, and I've been putting 1 or 2 glue dots on the back of these brads that I'm pulling the tines off of. Just depending upon how much glue needs to fit in that brad. And then I'm using it to adhere it. So that is working out great for me. And then I decide to pull out my white pen, and it's starting to give me a little bit of a fit, so I think it's starting to dry up maybe. But I wrote, yes, that is a dish towel on the oven door. How did it get there? Well, Christopher and I struck a deal while we were out shopping for decorations. You see, the plaid towel called my name, and Christopher wanted to actually use it. No, it's totally a decorative towel. So I said we could put it on the oven door as long as it stayed decorative, meaning don't even use it to dry your hands. We agreed. So yeah, there is a towel on the oven door, and I willingly put it there. After the season, though, it's going back to no towels on my oven ever. So it's just something that drives me insane. I don't know what it is. I don't like towels on the oven door. Um, my mom had towels on the oven door. My grandmother had towels on the oven door. I just don't know what it is, but I don't like it. It bothers me. But for some reason, this little plaid towel with the little green fringe at the bottom, it, like, I don't know, it makes me happy. It's not going to be a gateway towel. I can promise you that. More towels will not go on the oven door. But for right now, it's Christmassy, it's plaid, it's making me happy, and I felt like it was a story to put in the album. So even though we bought that a while ago, it's going on the 6th because my stories are kind of like whatever happens during December, and it's when I tell the story, basically. So there we have that. I do hope you guys are enjoying this series. I'm definitely enjoying it, even though I am not being, I don't have a rigorous schedule where I'm making sure that day's thing is done on that day. I'm just enjoying doing it as I go. And then obviously that didn't dry, so I stuck that bad boy back down there and rubbed off the little bit of glue that had fallen into, or onto rather, my mat. I'm going to get these inside of the album, and then that is going to wrap up this day's story, you guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you again in a little while for day 7.